Hey there, this is the Resistor Vic podcast. I'm here to get folks thinking about politics as something that's really about regular people like you and me, and to realize that together we can make a difference. The intro on my podcast talks about showing people in general that politics is about regular people. And for those who are just joining, on YouTube, Aftyn and Victoria were just telling us that how they got into politics and stuff. And it's great examples of regular people stepping up and becoming a part of the political process. That's what it's all about.
Vic, I am so thankful for you for letting me do this. Aftyn, if you don't know this, I was messaging in like little frenzy after we were texting. And I was like, who can help me? Who's going to get Aftyn in this seat? And Vic stepped up to the plate so quickly. I'm very grateful.
If Victoria recommended you, then I figured it's gotta be gold. So I looked you up and I watched some of your videos, what you're running on, and tell the folks who just joined us on YouTube who you are and what you're about.
Sure. So hi, YouTube folks. So I'm Representative Aftyn Behn. I'm running for a very important special election, the last Republican to Democrat flippable district in the entire country this fall. All eyes will be on Tennessee. For some background, Nashville, after redistricting, we had a fully Democratic congressional district. It was cut into 3 because the Republicans got really greedy and wanted to dilute black and brown power. So they cut it into 3. It's one of the most gerrymandered. Well, I guess all of our districts are gerrymandered at this point in the country. And our representative had allegedly an affair and then disappeared to Guyana, as it's affectionately called, forcing a special election in Tennessee. There are 15 candidates, now 14. Someone just dropped out today because Trump endorsed one of the Republicans. Drama.
I hope that guy wins the primary.
And there are 4 Democrats running. I'm the only progressive. I'm the only woman. It's been a really interesting campaign, but I'm so grateful. I think in states like Tennessee, we are under incredibly oppressive circumstances. We have been living under Project 2025 for 15 years. And whatever is happening in Tennessee is going to come to your doorstep next if you don't start investing in red states because of the conservative judiciaries and the Supreme Court. We're a testing ground for undoing the federal constitution. So this race could shift the balance of power in Congress. I'm the best candidate. I had the highest total voter turnout of any Democratic state rep in the 24 cycle. I also know how to mobilize rural and small town voters. And the primary election is next Tuesday and the general is December 2nd.
There you have it. And as I also said before I pushed record, this is a great opportunity for all you folks who are in the Tennessee 7 district, which covers Clarksville, Fort Campbell, parts of Nashville. Tell us what else.
Yes, I didn't realize this, but the part of Nashville that they pulled in was the Italian Boot, which is basically, it looks like the Italian Boot and it's my district. It's all of downtown Nashville. So if you've gone to Broadway, you are in the congressional district. And then it goes all the way up to the Kentucky border, includes Fort Campbell and Clarksville and Montgomery County, which is a purple county in Tennessee, and then all the way down to the Alabama border of Wayne County. And so a lot of the rural counties are below. But what's really exciting is we just finished early voting, and the Democrats have 48.2%, and the Republicans have 51%. So we are tit for tat right now, and it's really exciting. And yes, we are a low voter turnout state. But this is a chance to really, really show the country what Tennessee is made out of.
There you go, folks. If you're in any of those areas that Aftyn just described, and you're one of these folks who are frustrated as hell, like I am, with politics in general and the Democratic Party in particular, and you want to see change, and you want to see people elected to Congress who care about your bread and butter issues versus whether or not Wall Street's going to approve, here's an opportunity to affect change. So what do they need? What do you need from the voters besides obviously voting? I'm betting that you might need some phone bankers.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, all the things. So I'm a grassroots organizer. That's how I got my start. As for your YouTube listeners, I was one of the first paid organizers for Indivisible. And I had, the entire state of Tennessee. So I'm really using my grassroots chops. And what I think is interesting about this race is I've spent 8 years building a base, a grassroots cavalry that has my back, that is getting out the vote and ready to flip this district. And so if you are in Tennessee, if you are in the 7th Congressional District, Election Day is Tuesday. Please show up to vote. It's really important. This is the time where we really have to show our muscle in the state. If you're not in Tennessee, you can visit my website, and we're going to have daily phone banks from now until Tuesday. As I said, it's a really low voter turnout election, so any call you make is important. And of course, donating. I'm up against really big corporate deep pockets. And I'm the only one that is not taking corporate PAC money. I'm in the entire primary. I'm the only one. So your money's going to good causes. It's going to local organizers. It's going to people that are knocking doors, talking to voters, young people. We have the young people that are part of our campaign. I've been endorsed by a lot of the young folks organizations. And so we're really looking at this election and this congressional race to shift the tide of what is possible in the South and as a bellwether for 2026 elections.
Sweet. Okay, if you're on the YouTube live, I've got Victoria and Aftyn's websites going across the bottom, where you can, I'm sure, go and sign up to volunteer to your phone bank or Canvas. And I'm quite certain there's also a donate button in there somewhere where you can contribute to the campaign. If you're not close enough to go and help the campaign physically, you can help monetarily. And you just heard her. She doesn't have the big corporate donors. Victoria, I'm betting you don't have big corporate donors either.
No, I don't. I also had tiny humans that try to crash this little interview podcast. No, Aftyn and I are fantastic at this. We are both grassroots candidates. Like, I don't know about you, Aftyn. 90% of my donations are small dollar donations. That's $50 or less. And I write a lot of thank you notes because it means the world to me. So I don't know about your numbers, Aftyn, but I know mine, 90% of my donations are small dollar donations. It's actually the flip with my opponent.
You know, I may be wrong for saying this, and folks, feel free to come and just blast me in the comments if I do. But watching the Trump administration and all of the beach bottle blondes who are just continuing to give blondes a bad name, right? Aftyn and Victoria could help fix that. Let's take back the power for blonde women in America.
Make blonde women smart again.
That's right. Thank you, Vic. Yes. That got me jazzed. I'm ready to knock 1,000 doors after that.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it all.
All right. I'm told that I'm compelled to ask stupid questions every once in a while. So, Aftyn, what's your favorite TV show?
Oh, man. Well, the one I fall asleep to is 30 Rock. And I have to say, during campaign season, I give myself a little break and disassociate with Love is Blind. I grew up watching reality TV. It is the one guilty pleasure I have in the entire world is watching Love is Blind right now. So I get a bunch of junk food and I disassociate at 9 o'clock. And then I go to bed and wake up and I'm like, what fresh HELL awaits me today? Because that's what running a campaign is like in the South at the congressional level. Victoria, what about you?
Oh, favorite? What's my favorite all-time TV show, or do you need a list? Because I consume way too much.
What do you watch right now? If you had a week off and if you were snowed in and your phones were down, but the TV was working, what would you be watching?
I'm on my 27th watch of Downton Abbey.
All righty.
Currently, between that and The Office and several other shows that I watch regularly, because I am neurospicy and I have anxiety, I need all the comfort in my life, and Downton Abbey is so comforting with all the chaos that is. I also love historical flicks and historical shows.
Myself, I'm a BritBox guy. I love to watch British TV shows because I don't know who the bad guys are because I don't recognize the answers, so I can be surprised.
I love that so much. I love that so much.
All right, let's get back to
speaking to my heart right now. Vic, we're just becoming besties even more. You know, I'm a dual citizen, right? You know that I love me some British.
I forgot that.
Because I am half British.
Are you half British or are you half American?
I don't know. I always say that this is the statement I always say. I'm too British to be American and too American to be British. And that tracks. I got called out at work the other day because I said I was going to get something sorted out for them. And they said, "You're British just showed." So,
All right. So what are the top issues in your guys' campaigns?
Victoria, did you want to start since I went first last night?
Yeah, I can go. So my top issues right now, it's protecting democracy. What's going on in our country is unacceptable. I think that's first and foremost, making sure human rights are protected. That's across the board because you deserve to have the right to live in our country, and protecting our citizens because safety, affordability, and freedom are like a hard find right now with everything that's going on. And we've got to do something about it. So I keep it kind of simple because I'm running a rural district. I don't touch any bigger cities. So those are easy issues for rural voters to digest.
Yeah, and my campaign mantra is feed kids, fix roads, and fund hospitals. So a lot of fun alliteration there, especially since my name is Aftyn. Feeding kids, our governor leveraged a federal loophole that allowed him to decline millions of dollars to feed kids across 95 counties. Really, really great politics, not. Fixing our roads. We have some of the worst roads in the country. I drive a 2003 six-shift Jeep Wrangler, and the potholes are constantly getting larger and larger and larger, and we have a $73 billion infrastructure backlog. And then funding hospitals. I got my start organizing around stopping hospital closures, rural hospital closures. And so protecting Medicaid as a lifeline to rural communities is uber important to me. And those are the three things I'm running on.
It's kind of late because the primary's Tuesday, but for the general, after you win the primary, maybe you can get some campaign volunteers and go out and fill potholes and put your name on the potholes.
Well, you're going to laugh big. Last legislative session, I filed a bill called Pot for Potholes that would have legalized the recreational sale of marijuana and redirected that money to our general highway fund. And in fact, a Republican in the legislature stood up in committee and he's like, "We're not filling potholes with pot, are we? Because I had constituents calling me and I just want to make sure that is not what's happening with this bill." No, sirs. No, sir, it is not.
That would make potholes way too squishy.
That would be a waste of pot.
All right. Fort Campbell, which is in your district, is very near and dear to my heart because I lived there for 4 years when I was in the Army. And I'm curious to ask because I was working on my next video today for a couple hours. Somebody asked me, why do veterans support Republicans? And I'm like, that's a great question considering they love to hug you in a campaign and take your picture with them. And they love to tell us that they love veterans, but then they always vote against veterans, and they vote against active duty military too. There's no reason why an active duty family should have to rely on food stamps. So what would your election to Congress mean for those folks at Fort Campbell?
Yeah, I mean, we have veterans that are having to drive to Nashville for health care because there is not a full VA hospital in Montgomery County next to Fort Campbell. And so one of my campaign tenets, especially for the general, is going to be fully fund the VA, fully fund it. Stop the privatization, fully fund it. And let's not forget the hundreds of thousands of union workers that are former veterans that lost the ability to collectively bargain with the federal government. And I don't think that's patriotic at all. So definitely the restoration of collective bargaining and making sure that our federal workers are protected, including those that work at the VA and at Fort Campbell.
Victoria, you want to jump in on that one too?
I mean, Vic, that Clarksville is near and dear to my heart because let's go P.
Austin.
I graduated from Austin P and I had a lot of friends in university that I almost said uni, and that would have been my British showing.
Just calling it university instead of college, gave you away.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I had a lot of friends, and we need to protect our veterans. You served our country. You deserve your benefits. You deserve to be cared for. And our active duty military should not be living paycheck to paycheck or worried about having to file for SNAP benefits or, it should be well paid. You're serving our country. You've done an honorable thing. And your families are also giving their time with their loved ones to this. So yeah, there's no question in my mind that we should be making sure that our veterans are taken care of. And any disabled veteran should not be driving all the way to Nashville for service. Like, that's ridiculous. Because, I don't know about you, but Tennessee's a very long state. And Aftyn, like, it's 3 hours from here to me to drive to Clarksville. So, it's not a straightforward, it's back roads and makes for great driving if you have a Mini Cooper S. Doesn't make for great driving when you have a Jeep.
There's a lot of colleges in your district, right, Aftyn?
Yep, we've got numerous HBCUs, including Historical Fisk and Tennessee State. Austin P is in Montgomery County, and then Belmont and Vanderbilt. So it is ripe with college students. And I think what's really interesting about this race, a lot of our congressional districts feel pretty old, and this district is actually the majority of voters are between the ages of 25 and 44. Unfortunately, those are not the people that turn out in mass, which is what we're seeing in early voting. But the only way to win this race come December 2nd is if we expand the electorate to include young people. And I'm the youngest Democrat running. I've been endorsed by all the young people organizations. And so I believe I'm the candidate to get that done and flip the seat.
All right. I know you're not supposed to ask a lady for their age, but you brought it up.
I'm 35, and I thought I was the youngest, but apparently the insurrectionist on the Republican side is younger than me. And then there's a few Republicans younger than me, and they came up to me on the campaign trail, and they're like, you have to stop saying you're the youngest because we're the youngest. So, okay, well,
you're the youngest Democrat.
Yeah.
There you go. I think, have you guys been in touch with Leaders We Deserve with David Hogue?
Yep.
I've applied.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been heavily involved in elections this year, and I think this one it just kind of slipped past because we didn't know it was going to happen. But David is coming down to Montgomery County to speak at their key banquet in November. So I hope I'm the candidate. And like I said, we're ushering in a new wave of Democratic politics, and Victoria and I, and a lot of especially the female candidates that are sacrificing so much. I decided to run for office knowing that I would take a bullet for a constituent, that I would get arrested, making sure that my constituents were safe, right? And I don't take this risk lightly, and neither does Victoria. She's a mom. And so these are women in the South that are sacrificing their bodies, times, and resources to fight for our democracy as things are crumbling.
Yeah, kind of scary when you think about it. I mean, on one hand, I don't want to let fear take over for me when I watch what's going on with this administration. Part of me looks at Donald Trump and sees that he's so feeble, and he's obviously not all there. And I think, I was thinking about a lot today. I think these guys are overestimating what they can do. And I think what they're going to do is they're opening a door for people like you to jump in and start representing people again. They're breaking down all of the norms, and some of them norms that they're breaking are good. Like, you have to go with the party favorites or the old establishment structure. Oh, you almost got me off on a long tangent there.
Well, I mean, luckily for you, Aftyn and I love taking on the old school Democrats as well. Like, we're not here to just be part of the party. We're here to represent. And I think that we know this. And speaking to what the fear, I just removed my address from public record because I've gotten threats on this app. Now, it's a stand your ground state, and I would happily use because I am packing. But I have 2 tiny humans, and I have a husband, and I would like to be here for them. And I don't want politics to be this way, and it shouldn't be this way. I always joke, make politics boring again, because it shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to worry about what your president's saying every day or what your local congressional member. I know Aftyn hears a lot about me in the Senate now because I take on one of her work colleagues, Janice. And, this is what politics has become, but it shouldn't be like this. And they have opened the door for us. And I love a door because I'm walking straight through it.
What are you guys thinking about this shutdown?
Democrats got to hold the line. They have to hold the line. This is premiums increased. They are trying to hold the line to make healthcare affordable. And people want to see a party and elected officials that fight. However, it's going to hurt a lot of people. And so, watching it, how it unfolds in our district, especially with Fort Campbell and National Guard members. So I'll be keeping very close tabs on it as it unfolds the next few days.
I mean, I didn't want the shutdown to happen, but this is solely on the backs of Republicans. They have the majority in all three of our branches of government. I just don't think what they're ready for is the fourth branch of government, which is us, the people, to push back and call them out, because this is their fault. They've done this to us. They don't want to release the files. They don't want to recognize human rights. And they just want to blame Black, brown, and Indigenous people and Democrats, the evil, radical Democrats who want health care and whatnot. So I say blame them. And at this point, we just need to be very clear about why this is happening. And they have the power to fix it.
Absolutely.
Even Marjorie Taylor Greene said that today. She said it.
Even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Exactly.
So Aftyn, your main competition in this, I said in the promo video, am I wrong to say that he's a extreme moderate Democrat?
They're all kind of iterations of the same. I think the one, like I said, the differentiating factor is that I've never taken corporate PAC money. I won't take corporate PAC money, and I'm not a corporate consultant, which is one of the Democrats running is cosplaying as a populist. They are, it's just not what we need right now. We need fearless leadership that is willing to take this fight on, that's willing to strategize and organize and to leverage a congressional race as a vehicle to build the sustaining infrastructure we need to defeat authoritarianism. And that's just not how they're thinking about this race. A lot of what they say is like, I'm going to go up there and everything's going to be good. And it's like, no, you have to build the coalition necessary to, if we flip it, maintain the district, but also to leverage the resources to fight authoritarianism, which is what we are really, we are in the bowels right now in Tennessee. So that's what I intend to do.
So maybe I should have just rehearsed my questions first, because I keep losing track in my notes right here. Where'd it go? Yeah.
You got this, Vic. We believe in you.
I got this. See, it's your power that's making me nervous. If you saw my promo video, I'm like, how can I compete? So
I loved it.
If you look at this administration, the Republican Party in general, over the last count the years, the way they treat women, it really makes me laugh sometimes. All of the Republican women who are in Congress don't realize that if the Project 2025 folks get their wish and achieve their goals, all of those women in Congress who are Republicans are going to be kicked to the curb. I don't think they think about that. And then you got Keg's breath at that highly inappropriate meeting with all the generals the other day, talking, basically, he wants to get women out of the military. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you're elected to Congress, what does having Aftyn Behn and Victoria Broderick mean for women in this country?
Well, I'll start. And also my phone is at 3%. So yeah, so I might have to leave in just a few minutes, but we have a representation problem in Tennessee. When I was elected to the state legislature, we were last in terms of female representation. And in Tennessee, we have some of the worst. We have the highest maternal mortality rate of any state in the country. 60% of our healthcare facilities in the state don't have a specialist on staff. It is very bleak. It is suffocating and scary to be a woman in the state of Tennessee. And I think if I'm elected to Congress, not only will it increase representation, but it will bring a host of issues that I've championed at the state legislature into Congress. And it is shown that when women are at the table, when they are in the rooms, not only do bills benefiting women, and a rising tide lifts all boats, but bills and policies benefiting women, they also get passed. And I think that's really important, is that we are collaborative. I'm always willing to work with someone to figure out how to move the needle if it means that my constituents are getting cared for.
I don't know, Victoria, you might just have to say ditto.
I really do, because Aftyn said it way more put together than I did. I'm with the live here. I've got my live buddies on. But again, it is a ditto. But what we bring to the table is that we want to be inclusive, that we want to make it easier for you. If you want to be a stay-at-home mom, you should be able to do that. You should be able to do it safely and have the support you need. You should be able to have the maternity and postnatal care that you need as the birthing person. As someone who has birthed 2 tiny humans, and I always funnily say out of my magic portal, no matter how they exit your body, you should be able to care for them and love on them and dote on them. And your life should not be harder because of it. If anything, the community should be able to give you that. And your tax dollars should go to things that actually support you, because we want children safe. We don't just want them coming out and coming into this world. We want them to have a community and playgrounds and a safe school to go to. There's so many things. And we also want people to have the family that they want and deserve and their right to. So however your family looks, you should have time off with them. 30 days PTO is not a radical idea. It is a universal standard across the world. I don't think it's radical, but no matter how your family looks, you deserve time off with them. And yeah, like Aftyn said, we're going to bring change to the table. We're going to bring the collaborating aspects that come with us. I'm an athlete. I'm used to playing on the field with 11 other people and working with them to get the ball down the field and score the goal. So we're going to do the same thing in Congress. And I can't wait for Aftyn to go to Congress and for me to join her in 2 years, because it's going to be lit.
All right, Aftyn, just in case your phone dies on us, I want you to have an opportunity to give your last word. What's the last thing you want to say to the people watching in case your phone dies?
Yeah, in Tennessee, we are sick and tired. We are sick and tired of crumbs. We are sick and tired of not being at the table. We are sick and tired of people telling us this is the best we can get, and the collective gaslighting experience that is Tennessee politics, that everything's okay, everything's affordable. It is not. It is not. We deserve better. We deserve more. We deserve a seat at the table, and that's why I'm running. For anyone who is not feeling inspired about politics, you have the next generation of leadership that is going to take the Democratic Party over. And the only thing that gives me hope at night is in 20 years, we are going to experience the most transformative change. It's the New Deal 2.0, right? When millennials we're the grandma millennials, right? But Gen Z comes up and there's going to be a brief moment in American history in which we see transformative progress in this country. And I am desperately, desperately building and excited for that. So thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. AftynForCongress.com. If you're able to donate and volunteer, you can go to my website. It's all there. And I'm so grateful to you, Vic. You're going to have to DM me your address so I can send you a good old Southern thank you note. And I'm just so honored. And Victoria, thank you, thank you, thank you. Women supporting women. We're very grateful.
Of course.
Well, I'd like to say I'm honored to have you guys. When you told people how to get to your website, for those of you who are listening, because I will edit this and put it on Spotify and Apple and YouTube. Well, it's already going to be on YouTube. Anyway, it's Substack. Aftyn is spelled Aftyn. Behn
That's right.
is spelled Behn. So AftynBehn.com, right? No.
Yep. Yeah. Aftyn for Congress, AftynBehn.com. So
Okay.
thank you so much for having me. My phone's about to die, but Victoria
right.
can end it. Thank you, Vic.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Oh, there she goes. Now
All right,
it's
guys.
all about you, Victoria.
Oh my gosh, the pressure. Well, guys, if you're watching, if you click the link in my bio at any point, the link tree link, it has got Aftyn's contact information right at the top. You can go straight to her website, support her. I would love your donations tonight, but right now I would love for you to go support my friend, because we need to flip this seat. And if you can do anything, go out, interact with her content, share it like crazy. Tell people in Tennessee what you're excited about. We have got to flip these seats, and the numbers are there. We just need people to know, and we need to bring back that good old, hey, we're building a coalition. We're working hard. We're just like you. Literally, when I get off here, I'm going to probably go clean a diaper, a butt, and then put the kid in bed. And then I'm going to get ready for campaigning day tomorrow. That is Aftyn and I. And I adore Aftyn. She works hard. You can actually go see a video right now of her on Threads screaming in the legislature before she was elected. And that's what we need. We need fighters going to DC. We need fighters in the Democratic Party. We need people who are willing to stand up to the status quo and say, that's not good enough. You deserve better.
What's on your campaign schedule tomorrow?
Oh, Lord.
Knocking doors?
Well,
You don't knock
tomorrow.
doors.
It's kind of too early for us to knock doors. We've got a post that's going to be post New Year, but I'm in the Old Timers Fest. It's a parade in Manchester, Tennessee tomorrow. I did it last year. And then I go to a quick meeting with someone who has been volunteer on my campaign. They're going to give me some tips and tricks for my content creation. Because as you guys know, I'm a very small team. Vic knows this. Like, it's me and like my treasurer, my campaign manager. I'm so sorry because you're watching right now. You're going to get up really early for me in the morning. But we're going to do a quick meeting with this lady tomorrow that I adore. And then I'm going to Borough Pride in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So if you guys want to come see me at Borough Pride, get a hug, get a picture, get a little chat, come and see me. I love to come out and see all my fans. I know that so many people really want to bring change to Tennessee and District 4 as well as District 7. And we're doing it, guys. We're doing the work. I work full time. I got off work, hopped on here, which is why I was running late. And then I juice flat out on Saturday. Most of the time, it's like a 14, 15-hour day. And then Sundays I spend with my family. And then I start the next week and go back to work and do the things.
How do you do your parades? What do you ride on the float? Do you try and shake every hand?
I did a mixture of it. We did one for 4th of July where I was up in the back of the truck, but I'm so athletic and I've got so much energy. My campaign manager jokingly calls it puppy dog energy because I was like in and out of the truck and like bouncing around. I was carrying my kid. I was hugging. I was like giving candy out and I was chit-chatting with everyone, then running to catch up with the truck. And so this one won't be like that. Last year at this same parade, they were saying some really nasty things. And I told them that I don't support people who assault children. And that shut the entire crowd up that was yelling at us. So
there you go.
Who knows? That was the polite way of saying it. That's not how I said it. I said the hard words.
1,000 years ago when I ran for Congress, when I did parades, every once in a while I would try and shake every hand on the side, right? But generally what I did in parades, I had me a megaphone, a bullhorn. And I stood on the trailer and I was able to address so many more people. And I got a lot of good reviews on that. A lot of people like that.
Great
so
idea. I bought a campaign microphone and speaker because one, I love listening to music. I jokingly, Gloria Johnson's campaign, like some of her Gen Zers were like, you're definitely a millennial because they heard my playlist, but I've got one of those now. So I might take that with me tomorrow. I might have some fun. Would I
recognize anybody on your playlist?
Probably. There's not a lot I don't listen to, but I have a very diverse taste. My husband politely calls it, how do we figure out, like, he thinks it would be funny to have people listen to my playlist and try to figure out how old I am. Because you don't know. Because you might get some Beatles in there or some like string orchestra, like quartets type stuff, like some Beethoven, and then you might hear some rap or some reggaeton or some like Bad Bunny, if you will, because that's making the rounds right now. That's probably my most listened to playlist though. So I listen to a lot of Hispanic music. I actually have 23 countries represented on my Spotify because I love listening to music in other languages.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
All right. You just said that you've got kids to put away and we're right at almost perfect time.
But don't let the MAGA hear you.
Can you tell my kids are all grown up and gone?
It's okay. I mean, I put my fur babies away and my cat's currently in Shameville right now. So he's created as well. Mm-hmm. But my tiny humans, I think, are watching me right now.
My cats are very lucky. I've got this puppet that I've had since I was a little boy. His name is Clyde. He's a monkey. And his legs and arms Velcro so that I can sit here and, right? Mm-hmm. I came into this very room yesterday and Clyde had been horribly murdered by the cats. Yes, I am. Those cats are so lucky that I have grown into patience. Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, you've got kids to put to bed.
I do.
And so thank you so much for joining and tell everybody again what your website is. I know you said go help Aftyn, but I want people to help you too.
Victoria, the number 4, Tennessee. You can see it right there. You guys can go see my story there as well as donate. I also have a link tree. If you're following on TikTok, I have a link tree in my bio. Go there. I've got merch so that you can buy online. No matter where you live, you have the opportunity to buy my merch. I literally, for those of you who need to know a little bit about my sense of humor, I have a candle that says burn it, Victoria for Congress. So that is what I am about. We're bringing change to Tennessee. So it's Victoria, the number 4, Tennessee. meettheater.com.org, and come check it out, do the thing, donate if you can. I'm a working class mom. I handwrite all my thank you notes. Vic can
Yes, I've got
attest to that.
at least 3 cards from Victoria. Handwritten.
Mhm.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're going in my keepsake box.
I love it.
All right. Well, thanks again, Victoria, for coming. And I've got a feeling that we're going to see each other on this podcast again down the road.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm going to push end stream. Don't go away.
All right. Bye, guys.
Well, folks, looks like we're back at the barn and it's time to call it a day. I sure do appreciate you spending your time with me. If you want to help keep this podcast going by supporting me, you can get a paid subscription on Substack, where I'm Resistor Vic. Or if you're the type that'd rather go to PayPal, I'm also resistorvic@gmail.com. Thanks again.